The market has been very quiet lately. We were expecting team builders to come out 97 or 98 overall, and they haven't come out. But I'll do my best to explain where the market is right now and some options to make a few coins. Due to the requirements of the 96 overall draft MSPs, the 93 overalls are going for typically between 75 and 80K. Because of when I'm recording this, it's early in the morning. They are at 82 to 83,000. The 89 overalls are going for about 8,700 with the requirement for the MSPs at that current price. It would cost about 78,000 to make a 93 overall. Typically, this lowest overall fodder for the MSPs is the easiest one to snipe, even though the highest overall fodder, in this case, the 93 overalls, can make you a good amount of profit per card. The fact is, with the 93 overalls, it's a low supply, so it would take a long time in order to find one for cheap. So I wouldn't recommend doing that when sniping. There'd be a high enough supply with these that you'd have a higher chance of making profit on them. These trade-in sets are a good way to get the cards for cheaper than otherwise. You just have to look at the costs. Now let's look at and see what the current price is on the 91 overall Team of the Weeks. You can always get these cards just by doing the objectives and doing the challenges. If you have a couple of them, it might be worthwhile just to buy one on the auction house, or if you snipe it, to always make a 93 if you need it for the MSP. Because right now they are quite inflated. The current cheapest one is 38,000, which if you times that by three, that would be a ridiculous amount of 114,000 because people are huge fans of Yari Curry cards typically. In which case, in order for it to be equal to a normal 93 overall, it would have to be around 27,000 or so, which typically, when they're in high demand, it's a premium, but you can get them lower through sniping. With X factors, I always recommend you slowly building it through the players that you get untradeable or through doing your objectives, doing it just a slow resource grind of you have some things, you just put it in. It slowly whittles away the cards that you need to complete it. Because even though the only two qualifying X factors are up at over 180K plus, they currently are going for about 100 to 110K, but you can make them for much cheaper than that. And that's something to keep in mind that typically patience will win every single time. Because right now, the cheapest on the 86 pluses is 2,050 coins. You need 22 of them, and 22 times 2,050 is about 46,000. Now, compared to the cost of buying the 91 or 92s on the market, that's significantly cheaper. Now, keep in mind that I recommend that you wait if you want to buy out all of your 86s at once to next week when XP Path next season starts, because one, you yourself, just by completing it, will have a huge supply, and two, because people will be selling them on the market, the price will drop significantly and you can just snipe them yourself to get them for, let's say, 1,000, 1,200, etc. Because that's always what I recommend. Because at least right now, it's not just 86s, but it's 87s and 88s, depending on what you get from the XP path. I'm guessing it will at least be a significant amount of 87s and 88s. When it comes to 91s, one thing I've liked doing is flipping them by seeing, okay, goalies and some women are very hard to sell in general. So you see them here that the goalies are having a hard time selling at 10K. So most men can sell at 12K very easily. This Magna guy is very hard to sell as well for some reason, but most of them will sell you buy for 10K and you sell for 12K, you can always use compare price because a good amount of them will sell for 25 to 30K. That's always a good method. If you're on the general 59th a minute and see 91s for 10K or less, you can make a good amount of profit on them.